Hey, what's up? XD here. So last week has been super crazy and super busy. I was super excited last week because I managed to finish my latest single, which you can check out on Spotify and also here on the channel if you want to support that release. It was crazy to finish that track. It's my first release after a while because I did release a lot of music this past year that are bangers. If you haven't caught up with my music, you should definitely do that because I want to push myself to release as much as possible because I am the king of pushing people to release their own music, but I must also take my own advice and also be pushing music out there. So it was super exciting that I managed to drop that single that I dropped this past week. And then the weekend came this past weekend because today is Monday. Today is Monday, the 13th of November. We just got off a super nice weekend. So what I did on the weekend was I worked on a remix. So I was on Facebook, just scrolling Facebook and all that, just checking out random posts, just checking out Facebook as you normally do. And then I found out that the Queen, Jackie Queens, had a remix competition for one of her songs called In Another Life. So then I was like, hey, what am I doing this weekend? I ain't doing jack, I ain't doing squat. So, let me try it out and see how it turns out. And oh boy, the remix turned out super dope. I cannot share it right now here on the channel because of copyright issues. It's remixes, and I respect that. It's not a problem at all. But I put a link down below so that you can check it out on my SoundCloud. I still have a SoundCloud. I don't normally use it a lot because I obviously share my music on all digital platforms and also here on the channel. But the track is amazing. Right now as I'm speaking, you're probably listening to the instrumental version of that track because I couldn't put it with vocals. So if you want to listen to how the vocals and how the track sounds, just make sure to hit the link and check it out on SoundCloud. It came out amazing. I promise you, it's not a waste of your time. And also a big shout out to everyone else that joined the remix competition. Everyone did super well. But we were yet to see who's gonna make the cut because she's obviously gonna choose the people that did the best remixes depending with what she is feeling. If she's the only one who's also gonna listen to the music, so that's gonna be really dope. I also listened to some of the remixes that a lot of people also sent through, and they sound really dope. However, I picked up on a lot of things, a lot of issues that I found that really need some work, and I think these things are the things that hold a lot of people back when it comes to remixing. So the first thing was key. Like, people were missing a lot on the key of the vocals and also the key of their own beat, the beats that they made. So people couldn't really find the key of the track. But when you're trying to look for a key for a vocal that has a track that is already established out there, and you're just trying to make a beat to remix that track, or even if it's just vocals that you might be sent and now you must make a beat to it, the first thing you want to figure out is the root note. So usually the root note is like one note. Like if I take my keyboard right here, you just have to figure out which note it is, because most people want to skip to playing chords, but it's gonna make the thing super difficult for you to get to if you want to try and make chords. So first thing you want to find is the root note. Every song has a root note, so just figure it out. If it's a C, it's a C. Then you just start there, and then you start to build the second note, and then you also work on the third note, and then the fourth, and then you keep going like that. But every song has a root note. It can be an A, it can be a B, it can be a whatever it is. You just have to find that one note that you can sustain for, let's say, 4 to 8 bars while just holding the one key, and it doesn't sound off. So start there, and then you keep continuing from there. So that's one thing that a lot of people were struggling with their remixes. It was key. And then another thing was also just to be different, like try, when you remix something, you have to give something that is different that a lot of people also won't give to, won't submit, so that you properly transform the song as well. And another thing is also the mixing, because one thing that I had to work hard on with my remix was making sure that the vocals sound good with the beat that I made. So I had to balance everything out, by working the vocal nicely, because the package of the vocals itself came with the dry vocals and also the wet vocals with effects and all those things. I used the dry vocals because I wanted to balance them out nicely, and she was gracious enough to share the vocals not just in one like a cappella, but she managed to give us all the separate takes and the separate vocals, like the backup vocals, the ad-libs, and also the main lead vocal. So you had all those files separate. So I had to balance everything like as if it's like a performance that I literally had an artist do, and it was super dope. It was super fun to work on it. I made my remix to be a 3-step remix because I'm obviously into 3-step, and I don't think I've heard a song from Jackie Queens that is a 3-step style. So I was like, you know what, this submission will be very different. I'm sure it's also just gonna impress her. So that's another thing about remixing. Try to do something different that you probably know that the person you're remixing does not have. So a lot of people remix like stuff that is amapiano and put it into Afro tech, or stuff that is Afro house and then put it into amapiano or something like that. It's like turning an R&B song into a hip-hop song, or into a Brazilian, house song, or turning drill into, something else. You just mix and match, where someone listens to a song and they'll be like, hey, I love this, this version of this track, which is totally different from the original. It is super cool. But that's what really happened here. So the question is now, will I make the cut of the remix competition? I guess we'll have to see when the results come out. I think the submissions are going to be closed tonight. Yeah, tonight or today, whatever you want to call it. That's when everything is going to be finished, and then we'll see what happens. But again, if you want to listen to the full remix that I made, make sure to check out the link in the description, and also support my latest single that I also dropped. But anyways, thank you so much for chilling with me and catching up with your boy. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.